My name is Cody Eagleman. I'm 61 years old. Born April 24th, 1959 to Susanetta Pastors, and my dad's from Parshall, North Dakota. His name is Norbert Winans. I got adopted later on in life by Melvin Eagleman, and through him, he's the one that took me off the res, and I experienced different education there. Well, first, let me start out first. When I was, after I was born, my mom left me with a set of grandparents. Their names were Earl Hedrick and Susan, Grandma Susie and Grandpa Earl. They lived out west of town there, and for a few years I've never tasted candy, pop, chips. It was always fruit. Some meat was fried, like the deer meat, and most of it was soup, a lot of soup and homemade bread. And I was raised with Marie Rosebud and Larry Rosebud. That's my auntie and uncle. And I used to stay out in the country all the time, and I used rocks, wood. Those were my toys. And I didn't, I was happy. I was always with Grandma, Grandpa, and auntie and uncle. Late I was walking to town, but my one recollection I have, I was playing outside, and Grandpa was behind me singing a song, and he had a fire going, and I was playing. Pretty soon, a little puppy come out of nowhere, and we was playing around, and after a while, I noticed he was gone. So here I could smell like scorched hair or something. So here, after a while, Grandpa told me, he said, "Here." So I spun around, quit playing, and he had a little soup pot. So I looked in there like that, and it looked like a rabbit, little bitty leg and stuff. So I ate a leg and drank some soup with him, and here later on he passed away. So I don't know if that was his last meal or what, but here after those set of grandparents passed on, I got moved to Brockton to another set, Grandpa Britton and Grandma, they call her Joe Schmee, but her name was Bessie. I got raised with them, and the ones that watched me was Uncle Marcus and my Auntie Christine, because they were the youngest. And then some days, Grandpa Britton, we jump in his car and we go to the dumps in Brockton. That was my other playground there. But life was simple then, and it seemed like there wasn't no raised canes or anything. To me, it was all happy. But the only bad part on this set of grandparents, there was alcohol. That's when I first seen alcohol. And then after Grandpa Britton died, and Grandma Joe Schmee and Auntie Christine bought a trailer house, so we moved back to Poplar. And then Melvin Eagleman came, and I have some brothers and sisters from him and Mom's marriage. And when he straightened out his life from alcohol, and he asked if I wanted to go live with him, and I told him, yeah, I wasn't tired or unhappy. It was, I think it was because my brothers and sisters were gonna get taken away because I was the oldest. And after, like I said, being by myself for a number of years before I had brothers and sisters, it didn't bother me that I was alone. So I went with them. Our first big town was Las Vegas. And that's where I first noticed, I guess it'd be racism. I didn't know this word back then. I didn't know, but I knew that these certain colored people were always mad and wanted to beat up people, and then there were these other darker races. They were the same thing. They were all mad. And I always wonder why, but seemed like the only ones that weren't mad were like the Asian people. They were kind and calm, just like what I was used to anyway. And education there was a little bit more harder school-wise, but I adapted and I learned their ways, I guess. And then from there, my dad was in the alcoholism program. He went from being a counselor to consultant and different places he worked. It kind of upped his, how would you say, his knowledge. So he eventually went to school and became a director anyway. But in our travels, our last one place was Minneapolis. And there I was really interested in school there. I liked the science, the math, and I learned this game chess. Man, that was really cool. Tickled my brain. But anyway, I met the same thing there. Different colored people. They were always mad, always wanted to fight. I'm like, where I come from, we don't have to fight. The land's open. No one owns it. Just guy upstairs. We just supposed to be here, take care of it. But they didn't understand the native side, I guess, what I was trying to tell them. But anyway, I learned a lot of, seen a lot of bad and good, and I recognized different, how would you say, I knew where not to go to get, these guys are trouble, I knew it. And then we moved back to Fort Peck here, back to Poplar, and when I got back to this school, it was like, some of the school math, they were trying to give me the algebras and the other ones. I was like, I already had these in like 8th and 9th grade over in Minnesota. That was like their junior high, the 7th, 8th, and 9th or something like that. And I already took those classes, so when I came back here, I didn't have to take math. And then the science, the biologies, oh man, that was very interesting. I really liked that. Sometimes I kind of wish we didn't move back, so I could have finished over there, and who knows, I could have been an engineer or scientist or biologist. But when we moved here, it was totally different. The only thing I had to look forward to was sports. So I did the basketball, the football, the track. I really loved the track because once you're out there running, it's you and Mother Earth. And the wind takes you away, man. You just forget everything. It's just, for me, it was just like where your eyes looked, that's all. There was nothing else. And I found comfort in that, and it was good anyway. And after that, I got older. I turned 18, and then I turned to alcohol. I tasted alcohol, and maybe till I was 21 or something like that. I kind of raised hell, and then I went to Job Corps, and I almost got my Cat 1, but I do have the knowledge of heavy equipment and truck driving. And that's a thing to get into for if you're like 16 to 21 or something, and if that's a good program to get into, Job Corps. They have knowledge. They'll help you finish school too, give you schoolwork. I got my GED there. And then to come back here and raise Cain, and then all of a sudden I had a family. I had a child on the way, and so I wanted to provide. So I went down here to A&S and start working there, and that's how we used to make ends meet, because we lived simple and stuff wasn't high priced then. And then in the summer months we had firefighting to fall back on, and back then that was a good wage earner for if you didn't have a regular 8 to 5 job or 8 to 4:30. But and then in the winter it'd be back down below, and I was a good company, A&S. Yeah, they sure help people, give you incentives, and make you want to work. You just have to want it. And then later on in life, I got to, how would you say, I went to different churches, and there's nothing wrong in praying, and some of them were like, oh, don't go to this one, don't go to that one, oh, they're like that, and I'm like, yeah, but you still pray one way to the same fella. And then after that, I experienced the way, our traditional ways of healing, some prayer songs. I got involved in Sundance, and to this day, that's like, I think that first started when it was late in life for me. I must have been around maybe 47 or somewhere around there. But I wished I would have knew this earlier in life too, so that way it would have like maybe helped me, so I wouldn't have had the experience of doing this drug or doing alcohol or situations like that. But that's what we need nowadays, is encourage our tradition to the younger ones. Head start, I would say head start, instead of the waiting until they're like middle school, because then in the beginning is when they need all this knowledge, the teachings of traditional ways. And that way some of the songs, the little ones pick up songs good. And just like me, I'm having trouble. I stress individuals to try to pick up your native language, whatever it might be, to pick it up, and in them words is life. In those words is life, values, and it'll help you get along good in life, because native language is way different from English. Because to me it seems like English seems bland, but if you know a native tongue and you hear it, it flows, and it's like music, and it kind of, how would you say, probably calms and soothes a person inside or something. This is what I would encourage too, is for our young ones, as soon as they could speak or get a tooth or whatever, and try to talk into them, and maybe sing songs and stuff. And I'm a grass dancer. I learned grass dancing because I wanted to quit raising Cain, and I had family and I had children growing up, and I wanted to do something different. I'm not proud of it, I'm ashamed, but my children see me drunk and sick, and that's nothing for them to see, especially the one they love the most. So it took a while, but through the traditional ways, it showed me that my actions affect a whole lot of people. Not you just think, oh, no one, I'm not hurting no one. I could have one. You know, you do hurt someone because people love you. You don't know it, and they don't want to see you hurt yourself because they know alcohol brings death faster and stuff. And after through these teachings, I realized that, and now I try to conduct myself in a different manner now, and I too pick up these our traditional ways, and I try to share it too, whether it's through dancing or through healing songs, or I go to the sweat lodge too. I attend. I try my best. I'm a Chinoopa carrier too also, and we need more people that do have these Chinoopas to help pray with them. Don't let them sit in your closet, pipe bag. Don't let them get dusty. Bring them out, and that will help the world help heal too. Takes our prayers to Creator in the smoke. And like I said, in grass dancing, I've had little ones come up and try to do stuff, so I'll slow down and I'll do it real slow so they'll do it. Then once they get it, we'll try to walk off, and it's fun. It's fun to try to see those little guys do that. Next time around, when you come around, a few of them will really get after it until I go again, and they'll wait for me to come by, and then they'll try to hit it again. But I encourage powwow dancing, singing, because we can't have wachipis, we can't have dances without the singers. Can't have nothing without the heartbeat, the drum. That's the native peoples, keeps us going. And the songs are healing songs. The singers, bless them for picking up that tradition too. And that helps bring healing to other people, to other tribes. It don't not only your own tribe, but to everybody in all directions. So I stress the little ones, the pre-teens and the teenagers to try to pick up something. If you don't want to sing, dance. If you don't want to dance, make regalia, beadwork, star quilt making, even just quilting, make quilts. I remember a long time ago we used to have warm blankets because we never had electricity. We had a big old round stove, and those quilts sure came in handy because we lived way out in the country. But that's what the younger people need, is a hobby, something to keep their mind occupied, and something that'll give them uplifting and make them feel good about themselves when a project's done. And these are what I hope, and in my travels, that's what I always try to tell different ones too that I meet. Stay in school, get your education, go to the military, and then get a family, get a job, because then you're ready. You're ready for life, and you'll have all these different knowledge, different degrees. If you go to college, then after that you go to the military, then you have another knowledge. The military will help you pick out something you want, heavy equipment, working in office. I don't know. I wished I had the chance to do this, but I'm a knucklehead. I didn't go to the service. And I regret this very bad. Very bad. This is my worst regrets, not going into the military. If not, at least finish college, try to get a degree, or go to a trade school or something. Pick up truck driving, heavy equipment, secretarial, anything. Building, you could be an engineer and try to just put your mind to it. Don't look back. Rough times, shake it off. Yeah. Shake it off and say, I'm ready. Open the chute. Yeah. Alrighty, thank you. My name's Cody Eagleman, and I'm glad to be here, and I hope this helps out. Doc was.